जय झूलेलाल, जय झूलेलाल ऐं सभिनीनि खे हरिओम, हरिओम, हरिओम। संस्कार अॼु ही एपिसोड नंबर 13 सिंधी हेरिटेज पेश पई करे श्री दयाल एन हरजानी जे सहयोग सां। संस्कार जीअं त नाले सां ई आहिनि कि अॼु असांखे सभिनीनि खां वधीक ज़रूरत आहे सिंधी समाज खे संस्कार जी। त हुनखे ॾिठी करे असां ही संस्कार जो प्रोग्राम श्री दयाल एन हरजाणीअ जे सहयोग सां शुरू कयो ऐं अॼु हुनजो एपिसोड नंबर 13 थी रहियो आहे। अॼु असांजे विच में अचनि रहिया श्री कैप्टन संदीप मनसुखाणी, जेके दुनिया जा हिकु मात्र सिंधी आहिनि जिन टिनि पहाड़नि जी चोटियुनि ते, माना टिनि हिल्स ते, माउंट एवरेस्ट, माउंट एल्ब्रोस ऐं माउंट किलीमांजरो, माना माउंट एवरेस्ट हिमालय ते, माउंट एल्ब्रोस यूरोप में, त जेको माउंट किलीमांजरो आहे उहो अफ्रीका में। हिन टिनी जॻहियुनि ते हाईएस्ट जेके असांजे हिल्स आहिनि उन ते पहुची करे भॻवान श्री झूलेलाल जो झंडो उन्हनि उते लॻाए करे सिंधी समाज जो गौराविंद कयो अथऊं। मां पहिरीं सॾु कंदुसि अॼु जे हिन प्रोग्राम में कैप्टन संदीप मनसुखाणी।
नमस्कार।
नमस्कार, वेलकम कैप्टन संदीप जी।
हरिओम, हरिओम, थैंक यू जी, हरिओम।
हा, तव्हांजो स्वागत आहे। मां सॾु कंदुसि श्री दयाल एन हरजाणी जी हांगकांग खां, अगरि हू जुड़ी विया हुजनि त हुननि खे बि स्क्रीन ते खणंदा।
Welcome. A very warm welcome.
हरिओम, हरिओम, welcome, thank you.
I wonder if I should say a cool welcome from the windy peaks of the Mount Everest.
Yes.
A warm welcome. Either way, it's a cool welcome for you. I would like to tell the viewers that you are a man of distinction. You have carved out a distinguished personality in the Sindhi annals of history. You are a proud son of an illustrious father. And I would like to share with you a spiritual couplet from my heart, a doha, that spiritual seekers will appreciate a lot. And I'm sure you're on the same track, God willing. And Dadu says, खिड़की करे जो बंद, खिड़की करे जो बंद, और होठों की करे सिलाई, और होठों की करे सिलाई, ऐसे फिर तू ध्यान में बैठे, ऐसे तू फिर ध्यान में बैठे तो आत्मा से हो सगाई। तो ये आत्मा से सगाई की बात है, and it's something to think about from a meditative aspect. And I wish you well, and we look forward sincerely to your talks and the experiences you had, difficulties you have experienced, to all the viewers, so we can appreciate your accomplishment. God bless.
Thank you.
भाई, हिकिड़ी कहावत आहे कि चंड ते बि अगरि पहिरियों माण्हू इंसानु पहुचंदो त उहो सिंधी हूंदो, पर असांजे विच में माना पहिरियों दुकान चंड ते बि जेको दुकान खोलींदो उहो सिंधी पक हूंदो। त असांजे विच में हिकु अहिड़ी शख़्सियत अॼु आहे जेको फर्स्ट सिंधी आहे जेको टे माउंट एवरेस्ट, माउंट एल्ब्रोस ऐं माउंट किलीमांजरो टिन्हिनि ते भॻवान श्री झूलेलाल जो झंडो चाढ़ियऊं। ऐं हू हिकु कमर्शियल पायलट बि आहे, ऐं कमर्शियल पायलट थियण खां पोइ हू 33,000 40,000 फुट जी ऊचाई ते त रोज़ उॾंदो आहे, पर हुन पंहिंजे पेरनि सां हेॾो मथां पहुची करे हिकु इतिहास सर्जई। त मां कैप्टन संदीप मनसुखाणी जी, I request you to kindly explain how you started the mountaineering, and second thing, why you carried Shri Jhulelal photographs with you, because normally I see everybody, you have already also carried a Indian flag and your Jet Airways flag, but who actually, I am very proudly you, when you put the Julelal flag and I received the photographs on that time, I posted on the Facebook and we get a very good response, and everybody was regarding uh, getting information for the in the Google, searching the Sandeep Mansukani, Captain Sandeep Mansukani. So please give us more information
God
about
bless.
your experience and your details की how
Yeah.
उन खां अॻु मां सम्झा थो हिकु दफ़ो मां सम्झा थो तव्हां 2017 में जॾहिं शायदि भूकंप अची वियो 2017 की 2000 उन टाइम ते
बिल्कुल
तव्हां कोशिशि कई हुई ऐं हुन
जी
टाइम ते तव्हां वापसि आया हुआ त थोरो तव्हां अॼु असांखे भले तव्हां इंग्लिश हिंदी सिंधी टई लैंग्वेज यूज़ कयो नो प्रॉब्लम टू अस एंड प्लीज गिव द थैंक यू
जी thank you very much, firstly, for giving me an opportunity to speak to the distinguished guest. And Bhav, thank you very much for inviting me over today for this to sharing my experiences. Firstly, yes, I'm a proud Sindhi. Firstly, let me tell you this. I'm born to a family which is a very religious family. My father Shri Lakshman Chelaramji, my grandfather Puja Dada Chelaramji. I belong to that family who has been in Kirtan, and my father translating Guru Granth Sahib in languages, 7 8 languages, written about close to 150 publication in different, and that's not just written but translated and published all these books throughout his Kirtan career. Um, my mother, my whole entire, my sister, my family, now my wife and my children, we all participate in Kirtan. But that is one side to it. But my father always told me that I should be studying. Our education is very, very important. So मैं actually Bishop Cotton School, I went there for my education. It was a boarding school, and where I picked up, and that is where I got in, fell in, got passionate about mountains, because the school was in hills of Shimla. Thereafter, when I finished my education, I used to even play tabla with my father since the age of 3. But मैं साथ साथ अपनी पढ़ाई के बाद मेरे को opportunity मिली US जाने के लिए, where I did my flight training, and I became a commercial pilot. When I got back to India, I joined Jet Airways. I Air Sara, Jetline, and Jet Airways. So I worked with them for about close to 18 years, and then I joined Qatar Airways. That was the last company I worked for. Unfortunately, due to this pandemic, COVID, I was made redundant. Unfortunately, as many other pilots were made redundant all over the world. And at present, I'm waiting for the airline industry to pick up, and so that I can get back to my flying. Mountain. I am a person who has always believed in a personality. If you have a certain personality, you should always live on it. This is what I believe in, and that is how it basically worked on to it. That I had a passion for mountains, and my personality was to do all the activities which was more of outdoor, and that is how I started learning mountaineering. मैं flying में तो जाता ही था. So when I used to fly and I used to see the Himalayas, I always used to wonder कि जो people who climb these mountains, how do they do it? So I studied about it. I read about it. I saw many documentaries. Then I went to training school in Darjeeling and Uttarkashi. वहाँ पे मैंने अपनी माउंटेनियरिंग ट्रेनिंग करी जब मुझे छुट्टी मिलती थी फ्लाइंग से. And then I gradually did treks and started building experience on mountains. And then I climbed many peaks in Indian Himalayas. And then one day I decided that I want to climb Everest. I tried in 2015, as rightly आपने मुझे अभी share किया viewers के साथ. But unfortunately, that journey could not be completed because of this massive earthquake which happened in 2015 April 25th. And so all the expeditions were asked to go back home, because it was not safe to climb that mountain then. Then after that, फिर मेरी injuries हो गई थी knees में, and then I gave 2 3 years to build up after those ACL tear which I had on my knees. And then in 2018, It happened on May 21st that I summited the Mount Everest, and I felt very proud when I carried my Indian flag and also the Jhulelal flag along with me, which was given by the Ashok Mandir in Delhi, and I felt very proud carrying that flag. हमारे इष्ट है, and I always wanted to carry wherever I so other mountains where I wanted to do it, and so then I after climbing the Everest, and then I ended up going to uh, Europe's highest mountain when I decided to climb the highest mountain of each continent. So I said, okay, let me do Europe first. Because America flying is very, very busy, and it gets very demanding. And then family get, because I'm married with two children. Uh, so जब मेरे को छुट्टी मिलती थी तो मैं climbing करता था, and then I did the Elbrus in Russia, and then this year I did. I mean, last 2020 I did Kilimanjaro in Africa. My plan in this year is to do South America, but again, now the problems, I've lost my job, and also mountaineering is very, very expensive. So to get the sponsors to help me and carry the my mission is what I'm always looking forward for. तो मैं एल्ब्रूस में भी किलिमंजारो एंड एवरेस्ट पे मैं साईं झूलेलाल का फ्लैग ले गया अपने साथ, and then I'm looking forward to complete and be the first Sindhi to complete the seven summits, the seven summit project of mine, which will take some time because there's a lot of time is available, cost, and then the preparation. I hope I will be looked after by the Sindhi community, and I'll get all the blessings I could.
What is the cost of just like for one mountaineering, just like for Mount Everest? What is the cost is coming around 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs? What is the cost is coming? Can you share something?
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking up.
Yeah, what is the cost is coming for one just to reach Mount Everest? What is the expenditure?
No, I'm sorry, I can't hear you properly. There is
No
some
problem at
connectivity
all.
issues.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
at all. Yes, yes. I think we are 20 to 25 lakhs rupees is spending minimum for one to reach at Mount Everest. So, and Mr. Sandeep is from the family of Dada Chelaram, his father Dada Lakshman Chelaram. They are preaching the Naam Simran all over the world, and I think he has some network issue, so he will be join us later. Then I I think
Hello?
there is hello, yeah, network. I think it's a network issue.
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you now because
Yes,
the
yes.
voice totally went distorted. Yes.
Okay, okay. What is costing for to reach at Mount Everest?
Oh, Mount Everest costed me about close to a little over 25 lakhs.
25 lakhs.
Yes,
So
and gee,
yeah, so I request the Sindhi community to please support Sandeep, so he will be rich and he can reach in all the continentals, and he will be carry Sai Julelal flag with him, and Sindhi heritage uh, always ready to help him in communications and publicity, and we try our best to have you get the support from the Sindhi community.
unfortunately, see, we had only. I'm very. I'm sorry to say this, but it was only Vita Biotechs in London, Dr. Kartal Lalwani and Mr. Ram Bakshani from Dubai. He supported me a little bit, but I'm always. But I know Sindhi community is very strong community. I'm not. What has happened has happened. I always look forward for any support. I know there are people all over the globe, Sindhi community, with great entrepreneurships, people with who are looking forward for helping people who want to make a mark. And I know that one day there will be sponsors coming in for me. There will be some support coming in for me, and I would be able to complete, because I have other four continents left, which will be very very expensive for me. But then I know if there is a support behind me, and I would be able to carry the company's logo, the company's flag, whoever will support me, to the summit of the other continents also.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sandeep, Captain Sandeep Bansukani ji. You given us time and तव्हां पंहिंजो हेॾो क़ीमती टाइम कढी करे असांजे विच में आया ऐं असांखे अची करे पंहिंजो एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कयव उन लाइ सिंधी हेरिटेज एंड तव्हांजो शुक्रिया आहे। मां अगरि तव्हांखे टाइम हुजे तव्हां कंटिन्यू रहिजो त वरी तव्हांखे कोई क्वेश्चन हूंदो त मां तव्हांखे स्टडी कंदुसि। असांजे विच में मिसिस संगीता आहूजा जुड़ी रही है। शी इज co-founder of Life Management Yoga Center in Hong Kong. She is handling 102 years old Yoga Institute of Mumbai in Hong Kong. I request Sangeeta Ahuja ji. Welcome, Sangeeta ji.
Jai Jhulelal.
Jai Jhulelal. Hari Om. We welcome you. मां रिक्वेस्ट कंदुसि कि तव्हां योगा सां ऐं हिन सां जुड़ियल आहियो त थोरो असांखे पंहिंजे बारे में ऐं थोरो असांखे इज़ी वे फॉर प्राणायाम जे बारे में असांखे थोरो एक्सप्लेन कंदा।
असीं हिकिड़ी स्टोरी सां था शुरूआत कयूं।
या
हिकिड़ो माण्हू हो, पंहिंजे ॿार खे गार्डन घुमाइण वठी वियो, नंढो ॿार स्ट्रोलर में विझी करे। उते हो दुकान रांदीकनि जो। The child started crying that he wants a toy. And as a parent, was refusing to get the toy. So the child started crying, screaming as usual. So he kept on saying, John, you're not going to cry. John, you're not going to scream. John, you're not going to shout. But as child kept on crying and kept on demanding the toy. And this kept on very patiently, very lovingly. He kept on saying, John, you're not going to scream. John, you're not going to shout. There was one lady in the garden. She comes, she said, I must salute to you. The way you're handling the baby. If I was there, I would be so angry and I would just give one here and there to the child, which I think we all normally handle the situations like this. So he tells her, Madam, John is my name. It's not the baby's name. Constantly, I was trying to tell myself that I'm not going to scream, I'm not going to shout. So are we in this position? Can we train ourselves that when situations like this come, that we don't scream, we don't shout, we don't lose our balanced state of mind? And yoga and pranayam is all about maintaining our balanced state of mind, control. We are human beings, right? We are gifted with intellect. So we should be able to use our intelligence instead of using the emotions, which are very fast to travel. Now, why should now be angry? What happens when we are angry? Our breath rate tends to go up. Breathing becomes very hyper, or breathing becomes very fast. What's happening with that? Our prana, our energy, we lose. And it is said we are born with certain number of pranas, right? So if we are going to use the pranas into anger and emotions, our lifespan is shorter. I can give you some examples. Like we have seen the rabbit. The rabbit breathes very fast. He breathes about 60 to 80 times in a minute. And the lifespan of the rabbit is about 2 to 3 years only. The dog, he breathes about 40 times, 50 times in a minute, and his lifespan is between 8 to 10 years, depending on which breed of the dog. Elephant. The elephant breathes about 4 times in a minute and he lives over 100 years. The tortoise breathes just 1 time in 1 minute and it lives more than 150 years. So there's a close relationship between how we breathe and the life we live. Not only this, the behaviors are also connected to the breathing. You observe the behavior of the rabbit. Rabbit is very hyper. It cannot be at one place all the time, jumping, moving, right? The dog, very hyper. On small things, it wants to bark. Whereas the elephant and the tortoise, they are very calm, slow. It's very important to manage our breath calmly, composedly, using the pranayams. Let's do one activity. I want you to hold your index finger in front of your nostril, right? Close your eyes and start breathing in and breathing out. And mentally observe the amount of breath you are breathing in or you're breathing out, which one is more? Okay? Just mentally observe this. Is it equal? What you are breathing in and breathing out, is it equal or is it breathing in is more and exhale is, which is longer? Just experience this. Now what's happening? What we are trying to do is, our breath in is the oxygen to every cell of our body. Now, if I am breathing in more, surely I am breathing out less. So what is happening when I breathe out is my toxins, the carbon dioxide I release when I'm breathing out. So if I'm breathing in more, I'm holding a lot of toxins within me. On the other hand, if I'm breathing out more, okay, I'm very good. I am throwing lots of toxins, but the bioenergy is not enough for every cell of my body. I am living, I am functioning, okay, but I could live with much more potential when I breathe in completely and properly. So this breathe in and out has to be equal. So there are no toxins in my body. And toxins are the reasons of my anger and emotions, where my breath rate goes up and I use up my prana, I use up my energy and have effect on my physical health, on my mental health, on my life as well, which we just spoke about. This is one aspect of prana. Now, once again, you close your right nostril, keep an index finger, and just try to feel the breath coming out from the left nostril. Now, close left and try to keep an index finger. Feel the breath coming out from the right nostril. Just observe, is it equal? From left and right nostril, is the breath coming out with the equal force? No, it will not. Scientifically speaking, why we are given two nostrils? Right nostril is called the Surya Nadi, is a heat producing, all right? It gives a lot of physical energy to us. The left nostril is cooling nostril, it gives us a lot of mental energy, right? So this is physical energy and this is the mental energy. And both nostrils don't function together. One functions, predominates, and after 90 minutes, the cycle goes to the mental. So this is how our brain gets balanced. Our right nostril, which is heat producing, it controls our left side of the brain, which is the creative brain. All right? The left nostril is a cooling nostril. It controls our right side of the brain, that is a creative brain. And the left brain is the analytical brain, which helps us analyze. Like we are watching a program now, which channel I should tune, how should, every day to day, right? So our day-to-day life, we hardly stop. We are working non-stop. So there's no relaxation happening except when we sleep. To the point, my working is so much, sometimes I don't even sleep very well. The thoughts keep on coming to me even in my sleep. So it's highly advisable that every 1 hour, I close my eyes, I stop thinking, I stop working, and just observe my breath. This will help me to use my creative brain. I want to ask you, when in situations come in your life, how do you handle the situations? You give physical energy here and there? No, you need creativity. How should I handle the situation? Like the baby was crying in the garden. That man used his intelligence. He never used his emotions, right? So to do that, our breath needs to be balanced. Is very, very important. So we have heard about the Anulom Vilom Pranayam, right? It's very popular. It's been very known. Other thing, what you can do is simply you put your index, your thumb to the small finger, make a fist, and keep this fist under your armpit. All right, and sitting here watching the show, your breath can be balanced. Okay, apart from the Anulom Vilom Pranayam, which we do for balancing, because the whole purpose of yoga is to balance these two main important channels, the heat producing and the cooling. So we live a balanced life, we manage our emotions well, and there are no disease, there are no problems in my life. And only when the two channels are balanced, the third channel, the Sushumna, which is necessary for raising our main prana, the Kundalini Shakti, the consciousness from the lower chakras to the higher chakras. That is the purpose of the yoga. That is the goal of the yoga. That is the purpose of the pranayama. Now we are going to do one more exercise. You just close your eyes, everybody, and observe when you are breathing which body parts are moving. Which body parts are moving. Now, let the eyes be closed and take 3 deep breaths now. And observe what is the difference between deep breathing and your normal breathing. When we deep breathe, we use all the 3 sets of our lung muscles: the diaphragm, intercostal, and the shoulder muscles. Have you seen new child baby, the newborn baby? The newborn baby is born, the stomach is moving. We all were born with our 3 sets of lung muscles functioning very well. And now, as a grown up, only when I deep breathe, I tend to take the full breath. That is my full energy, my full bioenergy for running my all the functions. All my 9 systems, they need the energy. And this is the bioenergy, which is the pranayam helping us going to do. So 3 things to remember: equal breathing. So there is no carbon, there is no deficiency, no carbon left in your system, and there is no lack of oxygen. And then slow breathing, right? And then third is equalizing the breath. Anulom Vilom Pranayam, which I just showed you, you can do also with this. It's called as the Padi Dharadi Asana. In olden days, if you all know yogis, they used to keep on danda. They will keep one danda under the armpit. There was a reason behind this was so that the both nostrils will be active. And both the nostrils are active in the Brahma Muhurat time, which is 3:30 morning to 6:30 a.m., where your complete brain is functioning and it's very easy for you to meditate. And otherwise, your one part of the brain is more active than the other part of the brain. For example, you're the sportsman, okay? You want to go for playing sports. But if your right nostril is active, you won't succeed into sport, because sports needs lots of physical strength. So what you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to make a fist and keep it under your opposite arm. So what will happen? This right wrist, you will, whichever nostril you want to activate, that wrist has to be kept in the opposite side. So I'm keeping the right wrist under the left armpit, so my right will become active, so I can play sports successfully. Many people cannot sleep at night. They have problems of sleeping because even during the sleeping time, their right nostril is active. So if they can change the swara to the Chandra swara, that is by keeping the left fist under the right armpit, their left nostril will active and they will sleep like a baby. So these are very simple trips there. There are many pranayams, but they should be learned under the professional guidance. And the Yoga Institute is the 102 years old institute in Mumbai. It's won the Prime Minister's Award. Very organized institute. They have over 600 YouTube videos on yoga asanas and different disease management through yoga. It's our Hansa Ma, Hansa Guru Ma, which she explains the videos with scientific. And we will be sharing the link with you all. How Narayanji will share the link with you all. So I highly recommend do this pranayam under the professional training. And this professional school, LMYC Life Management Yoga Center, is a non-profit school in Hong Kong for last 23 years. And we do charge small amount, but then that goes back in expansion of the yoga. And to the point, we do teachers training. We are the teachers training school, which is recognized internationally. And American Alliance are also recognizing the schools. So anybody wants to be teacher either in India as well. We have the Yoga Institute in Mumbai. Okay, it's very much in Mumbai, and here in Hong Kong. And we do send people to India also. At the moment, the flights are not going, but we do send people for free to go to India, be teachers, so we can expand more and more teachers. And we are making this program, teachers training, into Chinese language. So even the local Chinese people can benefit from this our ancient science, which is from the Vedic period, 10,000 years old, the sciences of the yoga, which is beneficial. And for yogis, there was a reason. He was not interested to live longer to enjoy the world, but for him was to connect to the divine through yoga,
Thank
through
you.
pranayama. So that's our brief. Yes, Narayan, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I thanks all the organizers, Dayal. Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And nice explanation of pranayam and yoga. And definitely people will be take benefit of yoga and pranayam with expert guidance. Thank you for joining us. Thanks. अगर कैप्टन संदीप साहब हुजनि त हुननि खे हिकु दफ़ो स्क्रीन ते खणंदा हुननि जे लाइ हिकिड़ो नंढो क्वेश्चन हो if he is online. Sandeep ji, there is one question. How many days required to reach at Mount Everest? तव्हांखे how many days तव्हांखे घणा ॾींहं लॻा माउंट एवरेस्ट ते पहुचण में?
Mount Everest expedition is approximately close to 2 months, and 2 महीना में ऐसा होता है कि because you're going to a low pressure area, as and you got to acclimatize your body, which takes time to adjust to the low pressure, lower oxygen levels. So that's why this is the reason it takes any mountains when you climb, when you go higher up in the mountains, you got to give time. We climb like 1500, 1800, 2000 feet per day, and then we build up gradually, slowly as we go higher and higher. So it's a very gradual process, and from there we build. So it's a very time consuming process, and the success is not guaranteed. I mean, I used to, during my, I did a lot of talk shows in schools, colleges, and I keep doing that, where I end up motivating, and I even go to companies and I talk about my experiences, about my failures and how I overcame my challenges. The whole journey was 2 months, which is close to, if we look into calculation of maths, which is about close to 60 days. And if I do the further math, it is 60 days into into hours is about close to 1400 hours. Was 1400 hours I spent on that mountain. And if I do that calculation further, which is close to 86,000 minutes of the time I was on Mount Everest. And seconds को तो मैं करता ही नहीं calculate. So 86,000 minutes I was there up on that mountain. And when I reached the summit, जिस दिन मैं summit पहुंचा, अपना साईं झूलेलाल का flag मैंने when I flirted the Jhulelal flag, my Indian flag, and I enjoyed that view. When I was at 29,029 feet, I was only there for 20 minutes. Out of 86,420 minutes, मैं summit में सिर्फ 20 मिनट था. So it is all about the destination. It is so the journey is the most important thing. So it's not about that's what I keep talking about, is that we are so focused upon when we go for our travels, when we work, when we live a life, we're only thinking about the end. End is not important. The journey, the learning through the journey is what I always share with my friends. I share with my kids. I tell everybody whom I can share the experiences. For me, my learning was the 86,400 minutes, not that last 20 minutes where I reached the summit of the highest point of the world. So, but the most important thing is everybody, irrespective of the age, I'm 44 today. When I climbed the Everest, I was 42. But I tell everyone, every person I come across in life, मैं उनको ये बोलता हूँ, every person should have an Everest in their life. एक गोल, एक मिशन बहुत ज़रूरी है. और जब आप वो गोल और मिशन को आप when you reach that goal, when you reach your Everest, you should look for another Everest. It shouldn't stop. And that is how we live life. We keep looking ahead, we keep feeding forward, and that's how we reach our success points.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other question?
You have made the Sindhi community very proud. And
Thank
we
you,
are very,
Uncle.
very proud of you.
Thank you
And
very
we
much.
wish
Thank you
you
so
all
much.
success and more peaks for you to climb. By the way, is there any age limit for it? I mean, is there any age limit for people to climb
Sorry?
sites? Are there any age limits? Is
No,
there
if
any
you
age?
have the right. No, sir, no, there are no age limits. Even if today at your age, I don't know how old are you, but you look young to me. But tomorrow, if you decide to climb any mountain, you just need the right frame of mind and just some little
Okay.
preparation, and that's it. And some a
Regard,
lot of luck, because there's a lot of
regarding
factors
the
which are not in our control.
We'll remember
regard
that. I'll take you on.
yes,
Thank
regarding the
you.
age, yesterday only our Shri Dayal and
Please,
Harjani
please, yes.
has 71 years old. We give
70,
him belated happy
73.
birthday. 70. He completed 70 yesterday only.
No, 73.
Wow.
73.
72
So
complete.
72 completed yesterday
Well,
only. So we give him belated happy birthday from all the viewers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
congratulations.
Mr.
Sandeep.
And Uncle,
Hope to
on
see
Thank
you
you.
behalf,
very
I
soon.
would request, and I would just take the request, GGG, and I would request through your medium in your Hong Kong community also, if anybody wants to sponsor my further summits, please get in touch with me, and I can share all the details. Anybody wants to take their company flag to the summit of South America, North America, Australia, and other mountains I'm climbing, it would be very nice if somebody could, you know, मेरे ऊपर कोई सिंधी हाथ रखे कि I can go further. You can spread the message in your community there.
Definitely, we'll work on it for sure.
Thank you.
God
Thank you
bless
so
you.
much. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Mr. Mansakhani. हरिओम. असांजे विच में हांगकांग खां मिसिस प्रिया समताणी जी जुड़ी रहिया आहिनि. She is one teacher. She is diploma in English and Chinese language also. And हुननि जो जनम त ताइपाई जापान में थियो. अफ्रीका में हू रही आई ऐं हुन खां पोइ हांगकांग में सेटल आहे ऐं हुते ॿारनि खे योगा ऐं प्लांट्स जे बारे में जानकारी ॾींदी आहे. वी वेलकम प्रिया सामताणी जी. जय झूलेलाल. वेलकम.
हरिओम हरिओम
हरिओम. हरिओम. प्रिया जी, तव्हां अॼु छा इंफॉर्मेशन असांखे शेयर कंदा?
मां अॼु ॻाल्हाईंदसि वण ऐं टिरनि जे बारे में.
अच्छा,
yes
प्लीज स्टार्ट.
yes
भाई वण असांखे छो ज़रूरी आहिनि, प्लांटेशन्स असांजे घर में छो ज़रूरी आहिनि, हुन जे बारे में अॼु असांखे प्रिया सामताणी जी गाइडेंस ॾींदी. वेलकम.
हरिओम मुंहिंजा प्यारा भाउर ऐं भेनरूं, मूंखे ॾाढी ख़ुशी आहे मूंखे अॼु ही मौक़ो मिलियो आहे तव्हां सां ॻाल्हाइण जो. मां अॼु ॻाल्हाईंदसि वण ऐं टिरनि जे बारे में. So my first exposure to the importance of plants was when a couple of years ago I met a sadhu and he told me that Priya ji aapko ghar mein zyada plants rakhna chahiye. Acha hai. What he said was if I keep more plants it would improve the air quality as well as the vibrations in my home. So I decided that I would follow his guidance and I got more plants to keep in various areas of my home. Now, as you know, that in Hong Kong, it's very easy to buy lovely plants in different color leaves of red, yellow, green. And because we have such lovely weather here, which is humid and warm throughout the year, it's easy to maintain our plants. So after I got those plants at home, I noticed that the mood of myself as well as my family has had improved tremendously. And somehow there was a little bit of more happiness, and the whole energy of home was much better. And that's how I came to believe that plants are very important. Now, I return back to my main question of today, which is why plants and trees are considered sacred. Well, according to a book that I recently picked up of Dada's titled Sindhi Roots and Rituals, Part 2, Dada clearly explains to us how trees and plants contribute to the healthy existence of our nature and mankind. So today I will point out some of the main points of his book. Number 1, trees stabilize the soil and prevent erosion. So that what that means is that trees are there to protect our soil, making it possible for us to grow food and plants and to sustain our world. Trees also improve water quality by slowing down the flow of rain to the ground, thereby keeping the water in our wells safe and suitable for human consumption. Trees filter our air, keeping it fresh by absorbing the carbon dioxide and producing more oxygen suitable for our human consumption. Trees are carbon sinks that take up the carbon energy, just like the energy that is used to run factories or the energy that is used to run the air conditions, that hot energy that comes out. Somehow the trees take in that hot energy and give it back to us as cool energy, which we then can breathe in. Trees give us wood, which we use to make furniture, books, paper, pencils, nail polish, and even toothpaste. Trees give us food, shade, and shelter, not only to us, but to all the wildlife. Trees offer protection from the downfall of rain, sleet, hail, as well as to reduce the storm runoffs and the possibility of flooding. Trees act as sound barriers to reduce the noise pollution and as well as to beautify our environment. So if you look around you, even if you live in a high-rise building or a home, there are somehow always trees that are there not only to beautify our home, but also to act as a barrier between our home and the noise that's happening outside on the main road. Trees are a major role in helping to conserve the intensity of Earth's magnetic field. Trees are like our fathers and mothers, always there watching over us, never tiring of this immense responsibility of being our provider. Let us always remember how much beauty, food, clean air that the trees and plants have given us, and think of how we can maintain this beauty and rich earth for our future generations, our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. Let us make them proud of our contribution to maintaining our earth for the future to come. I will now end my discussion with a poem written by Dada about how we can contribute to maintaining our Mother Earth by planting a tree or more for our present and future generations. ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, पेड़ से पेड़ लगाते चलो, फूलों की नदियां बहाते चलो, हाथ से हाथ मिलाते चलो, एकता की गुंज बधाते चलो. Vande Mataram. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Vande Mataram. Very good information about वण असां छा लाइ उगायूं, उनजी इंफॉर्मेशन असांखे प्रिया समतणी जी ॾिनी. त मां सम्झां थो तंहिंजे करे ई अगरि इंडिया में या ॿिए कंहिं कंट्रीअ में कोई हेड ऑफ द स्टेट ईंदो आहे त हुन खां यादगारी जे तौर ते वण उगाड़ाईंदा आहिनि। वण जेके आहिनि आदि जुगात खां आहिनि ऐं हुननि जी जेका एज आहे उहा एॾी लंबी आहे कि ईंदड़ 100 पीढ़ियूं बि हुनखे यादि करे सघनि थियूं। तंहिंजे करे मां सम्झां थो कि जीअं इंडिया में कोई बि अमेरिका जो ट्रम्प आयो हो त हुन खां बि राजघाट ते हिकिड़ो वण पोखारायो। त आई थिंक दैट इज़ द रीज़न बिहाइंड द ट्रीज़ कि भाई हुनजी जेका एज आहे एॾी लंबी आहे। अंब जेको असां अंब खाईंदा आहियूं अहिड़ो मिठो, पर अॼु मैंगो जे वण खे उगण में 15 साल लॻंदा आहिनि ऐं 15 साले खां पोइ उहो फल ॾींदो आहे। त डेट इज़ माना हिकिड़ी जनरेशन निकिरी वेंदी आहे, फल ईंदो आहे ॿिए जनरेशन खे। त बिकॉज ऑफ दैट प्लांटेशन इज़ नेसेसरी इन द ह्यूमन लाइफ। ऐं दादा जी तव्हां जी ॻाल्हि कई, जॾहिं मां पूना में रहंदो हुअसि त दादा खे ॾिसंदो हुअसि कि शाम जे महिल अची करे वण जे हेठि, भले व्हील चेयर ते हुआ तॾहिं वण जे हेठि अची करे 15-20 मिंट अधु कलाकु अची करे वेहंदा हुआ। त उहो ऑक्सीजन ॾिए थो असांखे, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड असांखां वठे थो। वेरी नाइस इंफॉर्मेशन प्रिया जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस।
हरिओम।
हरिओम। असांजे विच में हिकु नंढी न्याणी कियारा सदारंगाणी, उहा हांगकांग खां, हुनजी एज खे न ॾिसो पर हुनजे आवाज़ खे ॾिसो, उहा अहिड़ो सुठो मधुर आवाज़ में ॻाईंदी आहे। कियारा बेटा स्टार्ट। ये 3-4 साल जी है। वेरी बेटा वॉइस नहीं आ रही है। कियारा जी वॉइस कान थी अचे। असांजे विच में हिकिड़ो ॿियो यंग हांगकांग खां ई जुड़ियो आहे, ज्ञानी मेलवाणी। ज्ञानी मेलवाणी, ही इज़ फ्रॉम द बिजनेस फैमिली एंड नाउ ही इज़ योगा गुरु। अॼु असांजा सिंधी बिजनेस ते बिजनेस स्टार्ट कंदा वेंदा आहिनि। आई मीटिंग द फर्स्ट पर्सन इन माई लाइफ who from business family to now yoga guru. Welcome yoga guru Yani Melwani ji. I request you kindly can you explain from business family how you become the yoga guru and what is your motive behind the yoga teaching and where you are running your studio and yoga teachings. Please.
Well, thank you first of all for having me on here, and thank you to Uncle Dayal for inviting me as well. I would not say I personally am a guru. I have my gurus who I follow. I'm always a student. But I guess how I got into this path and this journey, it was just by chance. When I was growing up, I didn't really have I was not taught about our rituals in depth. I mean, my family is a Sindhi family. My father is Sindhi. My mother is actually Parsi. And growing up, the rituals were followed, but they were not. There was no reason. They were not really understood why they were followed. And for me, I got onto this journey by chance. I grew up very athletics, playing a lot of sports, and I did some research online that yoga helps with injuries and it helps with stretching and being strong. So I was mainly focused on the physical, and that's how I entered the path, and I started to practice purely the asana. And slowly I met my teachers, and who have come from very reputable lineages of yoga, the Shivananda lineage, the Bihar school of yoga, devotees of Swami Satyananda, all these different teachers who taught me in depth about the Vedic tradition and how yoga is linked to that very deeply. And slowly my practice developed from the physical to a much more spiritual lifestyle, and it's definitely become who I am today, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of my heritage and the ancient wisdom and knowledge that comes with it.
I think. Any network issue? Are you hearing me, Mr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please continue. No issue.
So sorry, what was the rest of your question? So you asked me how my journey started, is that correct? And
Yes.
what came after that?
Yeah, from business family, now you started the yoga.
Yes.
So where you are running in Hong Kong only, or you are running online also?
No, we do have a studio in Hong Kong. We are about to open our second location. I think for the people in Hong Kong, I think it's important to make it very, very accessible at the beginning, as maybe the teachings of yoga and Vedanta can be quite daunting or a little bit too much at first, and make it not as accessible for the everyday person. And so for us, we do want to make it a little bit accessible for people to come in and have a little taste of what it can bring to someone's lives, and then once they taste it, they can go further and explore the practice of yoga a little bit deeper, and develop from there. Yeah.
And this yoga and Hatha yoga, that are the same, or that is both is difference? Because I heard in the Rishikesh side, somebody is doing Hatha yoga also. That is yoga and Hatha yoga. That is difference or same thing?
So I think there's many different styles of yoga that has been created and defined over the years, with different teachers putting their own label on it. But if we talk about yoga from the root, the source, from the Vedas, if you look at Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the best way I would define yoga would be the Yoga Sutra 1.2 in Sanskrit. It's Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And basically what that translates to is yoga is the suspension or the cessation of the modifications of the mind. So when people, at least in Hong Kong, in the city lifestyle, everything is fast paced. When people see yoga and it's very commercialized, they think of it as stretching or like losing weight or flexibility or something like that. This happens as a side effect of doing the postures regularly. Of course, that helps, but it's the real meaning of yoga is to understand how the mind works and to go beyond the mind, and to not only understand that intellectually, but also experientially through your practice.
Thank you very much for joining us. And
I would like to add something.
Yes.
Harjani,
Yes.
you said that yoga has got Vedic roots, but really speaking, they say that Tantra is a mother and yoga is the son. So yoga, Patanjali yoga, Hatha yoga, all kinds of physical aspects of yoga have emanated from the Tantras, but not the Vedas. From the Vedas, only 4 Jnana yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga, and Raja yoga have emanated. All the rest of yogas have emanated from the Tantra. So our Hinduism, our Sanatana Dharma, is a fusion of Vedic and Tantra scriptures and literature. But we have a habit of thinking and talking only about the Vedas and deny the aspect of Tantra. So we have to all understand that yoga has got this type of yoga that you are teaching is rooted in Tantra. So just want to share.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a good point, which is important to talk about the 4 different paths of yoga, which is very important as well. The path of knowledge, Gyan Yoga, the science of yoga, Raj Yoga, or the path of meditation, if you will, and then Bhakti, the path of devotion, and Karma Yoga, the path of selfless service.
There are different paths. The goal is one.
Actually, all the paths lead to the same truth, and it's important not to just choose one path. It's important to have a combination of all the paths that will help you. That will help you lead to liberation.
Think later on. If one door opens, other doors also open.
Yes, exactly. So I'm very in line with what you say, and thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely.
Thank you, Gianni. It was lovely to have you.
It was a pleasure to have you guys.
I hope we'll have more of you later on. We'll get you to work on this, and next time we'll expect a little Sindhi from you.
Sure. That sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining with us. I request Shri Dayal Harjani sir to speak about his Man Ki Baat today.
About which one?
Man Ki Baat.
I'm going to Man Ki Baat, yeah.
Yes.
Kiara has come. Okay, I'll talk and then you can bring Kiara in for the last song, okay?
No
I'll try to be quick.
Yes.
We have structured this program for the benefit of the viewers, and the purpose of hosting is to primarily instill Sanskaar. Sanskaar mana values of Sanatan Dharma. What is value? Mental impressions of value. We have to instill these value-based thoughts into people's mind, and then collectively transmission of our Sanskriti, that is our Sindhu and Hindu culture, to the youth. So this is what we are trying to achieve at Sanskaar's program hosted by Sindhi Heritage. So it is very important that we are focused on transferring all the knowledge that we have gained to the youngsters and the youth. So acho hane achi mili hina saal सुधारियूं सिंधी समाज जो हाल न त थींदी अहिड़ी ॻाल्हि जहिड़ो हिन पाके जो जहिड़ो हाल ऐं पाको छा थो चए इन सिंपल फनी में masti.com मां मिर्ची ऐं पी पकोड़ो त पुट वॼाइण में खाइण में पूरो रिपीट मां मिर्ची पी पकोड़ो the put khayan mein puro, and you can understand that this he pako jeko hai is original pako. It does not come from Sindh. It has come from here from us. So it's an original pako. I hope you enjoy that and try to understand its meaning. Mana, if you do not transfer the putto khali khayan mein puro thino kuch kon thino. So now I would like to share with you a mantra to keep safe from theft. अगर असांखे कहिड़ी ॻाल्हि बि भई डाउट थो थिए भई चोरी असांजी तिजोरी मां न थिए दुकान मां न थिए त ही हिकिड़ो मंत्र तव्हांजे लाइ ॾाढो भई महत्वपूर्ण थींदो and it is pronounced as Om Kapal Kapal Kapal. It's the most easiest mantra you can think of. I'll repeat once more. Om Kapala Kapala Kapala. Om Kapala Kapala Kapala. You can even put this on on your office somewhere and repeat it a couple of times, 21 times, 30 times, whatever with Shraddha. So maybe this vibration will bring about a good feeling and prevent the thieves from coming into your tijori. So with this, I will end, and I hope that Kiara can give us a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, there, Uncle. And if Kiara is joining, Kiara, please sing better.
Cannot hear.
Kiara, she here, but on the voice can't because she is not wearing, I think.
No, her parents should do.
Yes. We inform her
They are not
twice.
putting on the mic. I think the mic
Yeah,
is
yeah.
on.
Yeah, mic.
No,
The
better
mic
put
is
on the
on.
mic. Ask your people to put on the mic. Mic. Computer the mic.
माइक ऑफ करे छॾियो अथऊं. आई थिंक हुनजो नेटवर्क इशू ई आहे. हुनजो ईयरफोन शायदि पातल कान्हे एंड शी इज़ नॉट हियरिंग अस. आई नेक्स्ट टाइम आई कैन रन हर वीडियो इज़ बेटर फॉर अस. त मां सम्झां थो कि अॼु जो प्रोग्राम असां जाम बढ़िया रहियो ऐं सभु ॼणा जेके बि असां सां जुड़िया, कैप्टन संदीप मनसुखाणी, संगीता आहूजा, प्रिया सामताणी, ज्ञानी मेलवानी, and baby Kiara Sadarangani, Dada Dayal and Harjani. I'm thankful to all to join us. Next Monday, we will meet again with a new guest and new information about Sanskaars. तेसी ताईं असां सभिनीनि खे आज्ञा ॾींदा ऐं लास्ट में हर दफ़े वांगुरु हिकु नंढी प्रार्थना सां गॾु असां हीउ प्रोग्राम पूरो कंदासीं. हे भगवान, असां सभिनीनि खे सुबुधी ॾे, शक्ति ॾे, निरोगता ॾे, पंहिंजो पंहिंजो कर्तव्य पालन करे सदा सुखी रहो. हे भगवान, असां सभिनीनि खे सुबुधी ॾे, शक्ति ॾे, निरोगता ॾे, पंहिंजो पंहिंजो कर्तव्य पालन करे सदा सुखी रहो.
जय
CEO,
झूलेलाल।
जय झूलेलाल, जय झूलेलाल. सभिनी जा करे बेड़ा पार. हर सिंधीअ खे ॾे हिकु या ॿ मर्सिडीज कार. त हिन सां गॾु ई असां भॻवान झूलेलाल खे प्रार्थना कंदासीं कि हर को सिंधी सुखी हुजे, हर को सिंधी सही हुजे ऐं हर को सिंधी भॻवान सद्बुद्धि ॾे ऐं हू वधनि विझनि ऐं समाज सां गॾु हलनि ऐं पंहिंजी सिंधी ॿोलीअ खे ज़िंदा रखनि. जय झूलेलाल, जय झूलेलाल. थैंक्स टू ऑल वंस अगेन. जय झूलेलाल.